أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. This is study number 9 of the Ramadan daily Quran studies for the year 2022, presented by me, Zahid Aziz, on behalf of the MD Anjuman Islam, Lahore, UK. Continuing with prayer, the topic of this study is prayer as a means of purification. In a hadith, the saying of prayers is compared by the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to washing yourself in a river. And what he said was this: tell me, if there were a stream running by the door of any one of you, and he takes bath in it every day 5 times, what do you say? Will it leave any of the dirt which was on him? People said, nothing of the dirt which was on him will be left. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, so that is the example of the 5 prayers by means of which Allah obliterates the sins. And this is in Sahih Bukhari, Hadith 528. By the obliterating or blotting out of evils is meant curbing the tendency to go against God's commands. The person who feels himself in the presence of God 5 times a day has his mind purified of all scum, just as the person who bathes his body is purified of physical dirt. Prayer, according to the Holy Quran and Hadith, is the means for the purification of the soul. The purification of the body and the garments which we wear is declared in the Holy Quran to be necessary as a preparation for prayer. The 74th chapter of the Holy Quran is the second revelation which the Holy Prophet ﷺ received, and its first 5 verses show the importance of outward cleanliness, the importance that outward cleanliness has in the religion of Islam. So, addressing the Holy Prophet, that revelation says as follows: Ya ayyuhal muddassir فانظر وربك فكبر وثيابك فطهر والرجز فاهجر, which is, O you who wrap yourself up, addressing the Holy Prophet, arise and warn people with the message which Allah has given you. Arise and warn, and your Lord do magnify him, and your garments do purify them, and uncleanliness do shun it. So that's chapter 74, the first 5 verses. 3 fundamental duties are laid down here: warning the people, that is to say, warning them of the consequences of wrongdoing. Secondly, magnifying the Lord, which is done through prayer. And thirdly, purifying the garments and the body. The 2 ideas, the purification of the body and of the soul, are very often mentioned together in the Holy Quran. For example, Inna Allaha yuhibbut tawabina wa yuhibbul mutatahhirin. Surely Allah loves those who turn much to Him, and He loves those who purify themselves. Chapter 2, verse 222. And again, lamasjidun ussisa ala taqwa min awwal yawmin ahaqqu an taquma fihi. Certainly a mosque founded on observation of duty, on taqwa, from the first day is more deserving that you, the Holy Prophet, should stand in it. فيه رجال يحبون أن يتطهروا والله يحب المطهرين. In it, in that mosque, are men who love to purify themselves, and Allah loves those who purify themselves. Chapter 9, verse 108. So in the first verse, which I read about, of the three verses, the words, those who turn much to Allah, that is to say the Tawabin, they refer to the need for us to purify ourselves spiritually in mind, heart, and character. And the words, those who purify themselves, mutatahhirin, they refer to the need for us to purify ourselves bodily. And the two kinds of purifications are connected with each other, because if I may repeat that verse, surely Allah loves the Tawwabin, those who turn to Him, and He loves those who purify themselves, the Mutatahhirin. So the two ideas are connected. And in the second verse, which I read, which was from chapter 9, verse 108, where it says, those who love to purify themselves, in that mosque are men who love to purify themselves. That indicates those who purify themselves bodily to go to the mosque for prayer. But before that, the observance of duty is mentioned. Before that, it says, certainly a mosque founded on taqwa, on the observance of duty from the first day, is more deserving that you should stand in it. In it are men who purify themselves. So this observance of duty, which is mentioned before the mentioning of purify themselves, that is the purification of the heart. So again, the two things are mentioned together. And hadith also lays stress on outward purification of the body. According to one hadith, the key to paradise is prayer, and the key to prayer is purification. And this is in the Mishkat. And according to another hadith, purification is one half of faith. And the word translated as purification or purify in the verses which I read above, and also in the hadith reports which I've just mentioned, the word translated as purify is based on the word taharat. Inward purity is the real aim of prayer, but outward purity is a necessary preparation. And so you might say the motto of Islam is a pure mind in a pure body. And therefore in Islam, cleanliness is not merely next to godliness. which is a saying in the English language. Cleanliness is next to godliness. But in Islam, cleanliness is a half of godliness. And the Holy Quran says further, Ya bani Adama khuzu zinatakum inda kulli masjidin. O children of Adam, attend to your adornment, to your zenith, at every time of prayer, or you could say at every place of prayer. This is what the word masjid means in this verse, chapter 7, verse 31. And this shows that when assembling in mosques for prayer, attention must be paid to outward appearance and purity as well. One who is dirty in clothing or in his body would no doubt cause offense to other people and would repel them. So this is why it is specially laid down that in the larger gatherings on Fridays, everyone must take a bath before coming to prayer, and if possible, use some fragrance as well. But what is specially aimed at is adornment in a spiritual sense. When it says here, O children of Adam, attend to your adornment at every time of prayer or in every place of prayer, what is meant is beautification in a spiritual sense. A Muslim must attend to inner beautification because prayer is really meant as an aid to the beauty of the soul. So a Muslim must come to prayer with a heart which is free of all impurities, impure thoughts and ideas, and is full of the highest aspirations and best desires and the noblest of sentiments for spiritual and moral progress. So that is the end of this study. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. آمين.